Life is not a fairy tale. It never was, and it never will be. Step outside your door, and the world greets you with noise, traffic, bills to pay, people rushing to work, and faces carrying invisible battles. The city hums with both dreams and despair. For every bright billboard flashing success, there's someone sleeping rough under a bridge. For every smiling selfie online, there's someone crying silently in a cramped room. This is the street. This is life. Dusty, noisy, unpredictable, and it does not wait for you to be ready. The unforgiving nature of life. From the moment you're born, you're thrown into a game you didn't choose. Nobody handed you an instruction manual. Nobody asked if you wanted to play. You simply woke up on this street called life. Some people start rich, others start poor. Some get lucky breaks, others inherit debts. Some are born into safe neighborhoods, others into chaos. The unfairness of it all can crush your spirit if you keep comparing your lane with someone else's. You'll face struggles, the pressure to earn enough money just to survive, the heartbreak when someone you love leaves, or worse, is taken away. The endless grind of chasing goals that sometimes slip further away the harder you run. The loneliness of lying awake at night, scrolling your phone, feeling like everyone else has it figured out while you're drowning. That's the harsh reality. Life is not gentle. It doesn't care if you're tired, broke, or lost. It keeps moving. And if you stop too long, it will roll right over you. Street philosophy, raw truths learned the hard way. But here's the thing. While life is unfair, it is also brutally honest. It tells you the rules straight to your face, just not in words, but in punches. The street has its own philosophy. Lessons written not in books, but in scars. On the streets you learn, nobody owes you anything. Complaining doesn't pay the rent. Respect is earned, not demanded. Pain is the best teacher if you listen. Street philosophy is simple. The world doesn't soften itself for you. You toughen yourself for the world. That doesn't mean becoming cruel or heartless. It means developing grit, resilience, and the will to keep walking when your legs are heavy and your soul is tired. People out here learn to hustle, to survive, to adapt. Some break, some rise. And what makes the difference? Often, it's not money, luck, or talent. It's mindset. It's the philosophy you choose to live by. Why we need a compass. Think of life like wandering through a chaotic city with no map. Bright lights lure you down one alley, noise pulls you into another. Sometimes you get lost, sometimes you end up in danger. Without direction, you drift. And drifting leads to despair. That's why we need a compass. Not necessarily a religion, not necessarily a guru, but a guiding set of principles that keeps us grounded when the world is spinning. Something that reminds us who we are and what kind of person we want to be. Many people, when lost, reach for quick escapes. Alcohol, distractions, toxic relationships, endless scrolling, chasing money without meaning. They numb the pain but never heal the wound. The street keeps punching, and they never learn how to block, only how to run. But what if there was a way to face life head-on? To stop being dragged by chaos and instead walk with steady steps, no matter the storm? The bridge towards Stoicism. This is where philosophy, real, practical philosophy enters. Not the kind trapped in university halls, written in dusty books nobody reads, but philosophy that lives on the street, in your heart, in your daily grind. And one of the most powerful of these is Stoicism. It was born thousands of years ago, far from the chaos of modern cities, but its truths echo louder than ever today. Stoicism says, you can't control the world, but you can control yourself. Hardship is not your enemy, it's your training. True wealth isn't in possessions, but in character. The obstacle in your path isn't blocking the way, it is the way. Before we dive deep into Stoicism, pause for a moment and think, how many of your struggles come not from the events themselves, but from the way you react to them? How many times have you lost peace of mind because you tried to fight things you had no power over? The street teaches hard truths, but Stoicism forces you to grow, to adapt, to sharpen yourself. Failures, insults, rejections, losses, they aren't there to destroy you. They're there to forge you. Think of a street fighter. Every punch they take makes them tougher. Every scar tells a story. Life is the same. The hardships you face are not punishment, they're training sessions. If you survive them with the right mindset, you come out stronger, calmer, wiser. Virtue over everything. In a world obsessed with money, fame, likes, and possessions, Stoicism shifts the focus. It says, none of that is truly yours. It can be taken away in a moment. So what is truly yours? Your virtue, your character. For Stoics, the highest goods are four virtues: wisdom, seeing clearly, understanding what really matters, courage, facing fear, doing the right thing even when it hurts, justice, treating others fairly, not because it benefits you, but because it's right, self-discipline, mastering your desires, staying in control when temptations call. These aren't flashy, they don't earn you instant applause, but they build the kind of person who can walk through fire without burning inside. Stoicism in the modern streets. You might think, that's ancient history. What does it have to do with me? Rent to pay, deadlines, heartbreak, anxiety, everything. When your boss humiliates you, Stoicism says, you can't control their words, but you can control your dignity. When you fail a business or lose money, Stoicism says, you can't undo the past, but you can control how you rebuild. When a relationship ends, Stoicism says, you can't force love to stay, but you can honor yourself by letting go with grace. When anxiety whispers, what if? Stoicism says, focus only on what you can act on now, leave the rest. This is why Stoicism isn't just philosophy, it's a survival kit for the modern mind. Practical tools of Stoicism. Stoicism isn't just theory, it gives you practical ways to train your mind. Negative visualization. Imagine losing when you have a job, health, a loved one. It sounds grim, but it makes you value them more and prepares you if the loss ever comes. Journaling. Like Marcus Aurelius, write down your reflections. What did you face today? What was in your control? What wasn't? Did you live with virtue? Voluntary discomfort. Sometimes practice discomfort. Skip a meal. Take a cold shower. Walk in the rain. It toughens you and reminds you that comfort isn't necessary for survival. Daily reflection. At night, ask yourself, did I live today as a stoic warrior? Or did I let anger, fear, or desire control me? These small habits build inner strength the way push-ups build muscle. The warrior's mindset, the streets demand toughness, but Stoicism teaches a toughness that's deeper than fists. It's toughness of the spirit. People insult you, let them. Their words don't touch your core. Plans collapse, adapt. The obstacle becomes the way. Temptations call. Remember, discipline is freedom. Death, don't fear it. Fear wasting the life you still have. A stoic warrior doesn't deny pain or pretend to be numb. They feel it, but they don't let it control them. They walk with scars, but they walk steady. This is the stoic way. Clarity, courage, calm. It's the art of standing tall in a storm, of carrying yourself with dignity when the world tries to drag you down. On the streets, where life is harsh and unpredictable, this philosophy is a compass. It keeps you from drifting. It keeps you walking with purpose. And that's what every warrior needs. Not a promise of an easy life, but a way to live well, no matter how hard life gets. Part 3 will show us how to apply this fully. Not just understanding Stoicism, but living it, transforming theory into practice, words into action,